Hello. Here I am on the go. Happy Friday. This is greeting Friday Live for you. If you are here with me on live or replay, let me know. I'm asking from the internet gods to give us great internet connection with connection. So myself this week stepping a little bit back from everything. I'm considering this to be like an implementation week, like having an active flow of energy, a lot of creation, and then taking a step back to reflect and to see where I want to go from here. But today I want to come here because this is my Friday tradition from now on. It is to come to the Heartled people, say a few words, and give you some value. Now I see there is somebody, but I cannot see with the phone who it is. So hi, you who are there. Thinking that I will share with you 3 practices that I keep on coming back to, and these are the practices off the mat. Now it starts to be windy, of course, because I'm walking towards the ocean. Let me see. 3 practices that I find myself reminding, especially when life kind of happens, and especially when things are not flowing. So these are the practices that I remind myself. And while I'm sharing this, I invite you to really reflect how these 3 or some other 3 practices are coming to your mind, and being very abundant, maybe figuring out 10 ways to practice yoga off the mat, or inner alchemy, or self-empowerment, self-listening, inner connection, whatever the word is. Mielen Taika, Eva-Liisa is here. So one of the things that I keep on coming back to is asking for guidance. And asking for guidance, now I will stop soon, so I stop moving. Asking for guidance, especially when things are confusing, especially when I really don't know where would I go, or somehow there might be so many options that I cannot really choose, so I'm a bit confused or overwhelmed. Excuse me. And I might feel like a Elena, sorry. That I might feel that I really want to have clarity, but I cannot find my way to it. So these are the practices I come, and the first one is that I kind of surrender. How can I get this? I kind of surrender it and says like, okay, inner guidance, something greater than me, please show me the way. And asking for guidance is definitely a spiritual practice, and I just recently experienced quite emotional disturbance. I was really disappointed to myself. I was disappointed how it went. I was like feeling that I messed it up, and I really I wanted to, like, that part of me who is very people pleasing, like I wanted to make it right and I wanted to correct it right away, but at the same time I just wanted to create space. And in that space, I was asking for guidance, like, okay, you please, something greater than me, can you show me how to go through this and how to find a lesson from this? Because I don't want to, stay in a place of kind of turning myself, or turning my back to myself, so stabbing myself and feeling that awful feeling of guilt and disappointment, which are part of life, of course, but in a way that there must be something behind those feelings. And that's what I cannot really figure it out always on my own. So that's why I'm feeling like, okay, let's ask for guidance. And a second step, the practice that I do, which I see is a spiritual practice, a second step is to listen to the guidance. How many times you have asked for a sign to something, and then when you you get the sign, you're like, oh no, but no, or oh, but I learned that already, or I'm not ready for that now, give me something else. And there is, for example, in the Yoga Sutras, the philosophic book for yoga, there is one sutra that is like saying that when a yogi was given a mantra and he went home happy, he was like, okay, I go home, now I just say this mantra and my life will be good. And then it didn't change anything. And he went back to the guru like, please guru, can you give me another one because this one is not working. And the guru was like, how long have you been doing that mantra? And the yogi was saying like, yeah, well, I did it like blah, 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 this and this time frame. And the guru was saying like, well, I didn't say how long you need to practice that. So listening would be also like opening yourself into resilience in a way with time, because sometimes when you ask for guidance and it takes time to come, like for example clarity after very much confusion, or clarity after a lot of emotional stuff, or peacefulness after a lot of emotional stuff, it might be that we skip the listening part because we are so ready to get the answers already and kind of like, okay, this is how it's going to be and now I will move like this. So creating time and creating like peace to listen, what's the right way to go? And not that there is a wrong way to go, but right way to you, which is the aligned way. And for me, for example, listening to the guidance is sometimes really tricky because I want to rush. I want to get the answers quicker so that I can move forward and kind of stay in that flow, but acknowledging that sometimes it takes some time to figure out stuff and to, for example, release some baggage or resolve some emotional layers and all that. And then there's a moment of like, okay, now I understand. And it's like a strike of light. The enlightenment comes like, okay, now I understand what this is, what I need to do next, what do I need to say, to whom, and all that. So, asking for guidance, listening for guidance, and the third one that I would keep on coming myself back to, and what I invite, if this resonates with you, is to create a practice around that. And there is a saying a lot of in the yoga world, especially, that the yoga makes progress, and like when you practice you get better. I don't really believe in that. I believe that yoga practice, whether it's on the mat or off the mat, practice makes practice, and that's it. The value of the practice is that we gain more practice, and through that practice we gain, yes, maybe more clarity, maybe more inner strength, maybe more peace, centeredness, groundedness, activation of something. So interesting. Oh, I love that. So true. I need to ask, listen, and then to do something with it. You are so wise. Oh, well, you are too. You are too. You know, we are in this together. And that's why I've always said that this group, Heartled Yoga of the Mat, Lead Your Life with Intuitive Connection, this is a practice group, just like the Alchemist membership group is a practice group. Practice can really make practice. And when we become great practitioners, magic can happen. You know, when we really invite, for example, guidance into our day-to-day life, when we invite the listening to our day-to-day life, and kind of the implementing the embodiment, these words are there. So that's what I wanted to share today. I got confused because people were walking. So take it into the mat. Take it off the mat. I believe that it's life. Like how we live this life. How are we feeling in this life? How we are moving, forward with this life. How we are staying still with this life. How we are looking back our life. How we are experiencing our life. How we are feeling during our days. Like, are we more on the side of hurry, frustration, or are we more? It's like, okay, I'm stressed now. What could I do for me? Like, how could I support myself now? And that's yoga of the mind. It's like towards the solution, towards the connection, towards the inner guidance, the self that knows exactly what's best for you and knows exactly how you can maneuver through the tricky times, tricky emotions, disappointments to another person, like disappointments to some events, and we gain more strength and basically open-mindedness to something that we learn from the different situations. I hope that made sense. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this group. And beautiful weekend. This weekend, my invitation for all of you who are now listening to this until here, that take a moment to listen to yourself, take a moment to ask for guidance, and take a moment to see how could you put that kind of connection into your weekly rhythm, into your day rhythm, or however it suits you. Practice makes practice. So I am so thrilled to be here. Thank you for walking with me. A little bit sun from the fuerte. And we see again. Ciao.